Okay, let's get started. Welcome to the Harmony Versus Coercion Workshop. In this workshop, harmony is defined as using forces which are inside of you or outside of you. And coercion is when you go against the forces which are either inside of you or outside of you. As you deepen the practices of these harmony versus coercion principles, you will experience a sense of freedom and peace in your life, at home and also at work, which you have not experienced before. And over time you will start bumping heads with your spouse, with your children, with your co-workers, with the traffic, with the weather, or even with the stock market. It is a way of being. So if you love harmony or peace at your home and at your work, then create what you love by what you do. Okay? Let's first get started with the exercise of breathing. Your hands will come up. Breathe as you bend backwards, as you come down. Exhale all the way. As you exhale all the way, you put your hands up. Okay? Now leave your hands where they are and you come up. This is isolation. Okay? One more breath. Exhale all the way. Now you're actually bending backwards with your hands down. Sorry, you can't quite see me. Then your hands come up. Then you stand up. One more breath. This time as you're breathing all the stress, anger, and toxic energy around you. Breathe it in. It won't hurt you, don't worry. Then breathe out. Breathe out completely. So now you can breathe normally. And basically, what you are breathing out are the healing, cool, gentle, and kind thoughts or kind feelings into the environment. Okay? One more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe out completely. Breathe out all the way. So your throat is relaxed. And you're not breathing with your chest, you're breathing with your belly. Squeeze out. Okay? And you come back up, you isolate. Isolation is same as if you're trying to cut a carrot. Something hard, you're holding your knife in your hand, you're trying to cut it. But it's kind of difficult to cut through, so what do? We position our bodies on top of the knife and we push down on the carrot. We have all done that. What is that? That is using the principle of isolation, where your body is unmoving, then you move your body on top of the carrot and then you push down. That actually is saying you are using your upper body weight against the carrot. That is the superior force principle. So let's do the second exercise in the in Harmony Versus Coercion Workshop, which is part of the family's golden system. So the second thing that we will do is tension. Now we will tense different parts of our body. Tense your hair. I know you can't, but just visualize it. Tense your hair, tense your forehead, your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your cheek, your chin. Tense your chest. Tense your biceps, tense your triceps, tense your shoulders. The reason I'm fully dressed for work is to show you that this exercise can be done anywhere. And you don't have to wear any kind of special uniform or sweats. So here, continue to tense your triceps, your biceps, your deltoids, your chest. Go back to the Mr. America or Miss America flex. Now you can tense your forearms. Tense the forearm, right? It's kind of warming up. Then tense your abdominal muscle. Tense your back. Go back, bend a little bit. One more time. Warm up your back. Tense your buttocks. Tense your thighs, your calves. Now go tippy-toe. I know, you cannot see my whole body, but it's okay because my camcorder is connected to my computer. This is how long the cable is. And tense your calves, tense your toes, tense each body part and then release them as you go. Be aware of any tensions that you hold in your body and be ready to release them. And if you don't know where you are tense, you are actually spending energy, just wasting it. So it's best to kind of examine your body periodically throughout the day, so you can return to that place of relaxation. And if you haven't been to a place, it's very hard to go back to it. Alright? Now the third exercise is the principle of boundaries. You want to define and defend your boundaries. You want to define your boundaries as clearly as possible and as early as possible. Okay? So let's first do the exercise of, this is from a Japanese martial art called Aikido. It defines your boundaries. These are basically leverage points. So the first thing let's do is put one of your hands in front of your body and say, my right hand is basically defining the boundary and the left hand is the aggressor. So here the right hand is not pushing, right hand is just steady. The left hand is pushed into it. Okay? From the elbow of the left hand is pushing into the right. Basically you are stretching. Okay, now point your left hand down to the floor with the fingers pointing down to the floor. You're basically stretching yourselves. These are leverage points and these are submission holds. In maybe even life and death situations, you will use these positions to control your enemies. These are the leverage points which we talked about in the family's golden teaser on YouTube, teaser number 7. Okay. Now put your left hand palm against your chest and your right hand just wrap around it. There's no twisting, gripping strongly. Just hold it and just drop it. Drop it. Drop it. So these are leverage points. When you are in a confrontational situation, somebody has attacked you, if you're able to hold on to the person's hand in this position, basically you have control. This is submission. Okay? Now, point your left hand to the front, you grab it with the right, wrap your right hand around the entire hand, bring it up to your nose in a circular motion. This is another leverage point where you are defining your boundary. And basically you are not hurting the right hand. Imagine you are the right hand and your opponent is your left hand. You are not hurting by twisting or torquing it egotistically. You are using the motion of the hands to set a limit and say, well, I'm ready to stop. Are you ready to stop? And if they're not ready to stop and they continue to push or struggle, they will inflict pain upon themselves. Okay? Submission holds. Now point your left hand down to the floor like this. Grab it with the right. Then you torque it outwards. So the right hand is holding on to it, just pointing. The hand is pointing. Pointing. Okay? Now put your left hand in front of your chest and then point it upward this way. Away from you. Point your hand. Basically push out your hands away from you. Okay? Now repeat the same thing on the other side. First, your right hand, pushing from your elbows. And then the right hand finger pointing to the ground, pushing from the elbows. The left hand is just holding the position. The right hand is coming in and you're stretching the wrist. Warming up, part of the 3 good P's: planning, preparation, and preventing injuries. So this is part of preventing injuries. And the bad P's are procrastination and so on. Okay. Point your right hand fingers to the wall in front of you and then pressing. Relax the shoulders. Relax the elbows and push up from the elbows. And the same thing, just wrap it around the hand and just drop it. It's a drop. There's no force. There's no push and pull and twisting. It's just drop. It's a simple drop. And that's the limit. You're setting the limit here. Okay, you should feel this. Be very careful not to hurt yourself. Same thing. The left hand to the front. Thumb pointing to the ground. Bring it up to your nose. Circular motion. Okay. Grab it. The left hand is grabbing the right hand. Now, your left fingers out to the front. The right hand grabs the fingers. Leave the thumb alone. Come down. And you can do a shoulder lift. Okay. So let's do it on the left hand side. 1, 2, 3. Let me lower the camera a little bit so you can see me with my hands. So here, 1. Do any number of these. It's just to demonstrate. Now I change hand to demonstrate how this works. So these are all leverage points. Okay. Now fourth, let's do the eagle claw. Point your right hand into a pistol, and then torque. The pointer finger. Now you can see this spot. It's like a claw. They call this the eagle's claw. And what you do is you just hold this onto the left wrist, on the inside of the left wrist, the right hand with the finger pointed, pointer finger extended, and torquing to the right, exposing the bone here. We call it the claw. And you grab it and just point. Just extend both hands. Just point the hand straight down to the ground. There's no need to twist with the wrist and so on. Just point. Relax. Relax the whole body. Now the other side. What you resist persists. In this case, if the right hand, right now the left hand is pointed with the finger, the pointer finger, and exposing the joint. And if the left hand resists, it actually invokes pain. So what you resist persists. Do not resist when it is not to your advantage. When somebody has leverage on you, do not resist. You're just asking for more pain. Okay? So now let's do the next exercise, which is to keep your balance. If you stand on your heels, you push yourself. You lose your balance, you go back. The proper posture is to stand on the balls of your feet, on the balls of your feet, the metatarsal, right behind your toes. So your toes are touching the ground, but the weight is not on it, and your heels are slightly off the ground. So your weight is on your toes. If somebody pushes you in this position, you keep your balance. Maintaining your balance is one of the most important things. It is a superstar principle because when you keep your balance, when somebody comes to you off balance, you are able to maintain your balance. Because when you approach somebody in an off balance manner, unless they are highly trained or unless they are trained, you are most likely to put them off balance. So you need to know how to keep your own balance, how not to push others off balance, and when others are already off balance, how do you maintain your own balance and help them to regain their balance. So it's very important. So continue to press down with your toes now as I talk. So we do some exercise. So press your toes down to the ground. Any resistance in your mind stream related to fear, anger, or resistance to anything that will get you off balance. So keep your mental balance. It is of the utmost importance. Okay. Now the next exercise, you may or may not be able to see my feet, but basically you will squat. It will go down, and right now I'm just sitting on my toes. So my heels are up, my toes are balancing. Now I'm balancing on my toes. And this exercise is to demonstrate that it is important that we know how to advance under difficulties. In difficult situations that we don't back off, you can go backwards and you can turn around. So just kind of walk on your toes a little bit and keep your balance. And it is very important, I will get up and, so anyways, it's very important to withhold nothing from life. to not reserve anything and just put everything on the table and do your best. And when you hit obstacles, when you have some difficulties, you do not let the obstacles stop you. You will keep on advancing. Why? Because if you do that, when time comes and time has run out, you will have no regrets. So keep on advancing. Do not let anything stop you, even under difficulties. So this is a principle of a mindset. So basically we are taking these physical principles. In some subsequent workshops, we will map them to daily life. Then it will make much more sense. Okay. Now the next exercise is called the floating and the draping arms. So your arms are completely relaxed, very much like those drums. You have seen those drums where you can twirl the stick and the ends have two balls tied to two ropes that just go around the drum. So you're doing the same thing here. Your shoulders and your hip are in one piece. So you do not twist this way, but you're twisting. Relax, you're twisting this way. So what is this? Seems like a nuisance exercise. What is it doing? This is how you invoke the centrifugal force. Why is the centrifugal force important? Because when you are doing this, your hands are floating outwards and then draping around your body. Okay, so these are called the floating and draping arms. So as you float out, imagine somebody grabs you. So try this. Actually grab your right hand with your left. Notice at this point, if you pull or push or pull, there's a struggle. You should be able to experience that. But if your right hand points outward and just go down, the left hand actually cannot stop it. So this is how redirection works. Floating and draping arms. And people say, oh yeah, don't use strength, don't take the strength out. What does that really mean? In my mind, this is one principle that helps you to do that. Pointing outward. You will take whatever force you have against you in whatever configuration. You just point. That's redirecting it. You can actually point very hard, very quickly from your whole body. So you don't necessarily have to take the strength out per se. You're just not pushing and pulling. Okay? Then we will see how this maps to daily life. So floating and draping arms demonstrates the redirection principle. That's how centrifugal force works to redirect any force that has been attached to you. So after the floating and draping arms, we have the projectile whip arms. Okay? What you do is you just go forward and backward. The hands are dead, completely without any strength in them, as if they don't belong to you. Okay? So when you come up and you stop, right now my right foot is forward, you stop. You stop. So your hand, when you stop here, it flies out. It flies out. It's a whip. It's important to keep it relaxed because this actually is a block. It's a defensive move. Everything is defensive in Harmony Versus Coercion. So when somebody comes in with a hand, with an attack, you go up and you're going with the forearm first. So the contact would be the soft part of your forearm against their hand or their forearm. So this way, and you want to be relaxed like a whip, because if you stiffen yourself, it is something they can hold on to and brace against and give you a kick, which is not what you want. So projectile whip hand. This seems like a nuisance exercise again. So watch, the body is throwing it out. Throwing it out. So you are not using force per se. Okay? Change side, the other side. So any one of these exercises should be done on both sides. Feel free to stop the video anytime and give this a try. And again, I promise you, when we actually demonstrate this with two people and apply it to daily life, it will make a lot more sense. So that's the projectile whip hand. The next exercise is massage. It's the principle of self-care. Self-love. If you don't care for yourself, it's hard to care for other people. And you are the most reliable person in providing that care to you, right? So basically, relax your fingers, relax your shoulders. Just put your fingers, relax, on your eyes and just drop your head into your hands. Let the weight of the head massage. Okay, don't press on your eyes too long. Now go to your cheeks. Cup your left hand, your fingers like this, like a dog's face. Woof woof. Okay, put it on your nose. The right hand will brace the left hand, and just drop the body weight. Everything is okay. We are using the gravity here. So now you're massaging along your sinus. Massage your gums. Blood flow goes to your gums. Because we're using your body weight, shoulders relax, the elbows are steady, and body weight comes down. Fingers pointing up, fingers are relaxed. Massage your glands, thyroid glands. Okay. Now put the forefingers onto your temple and your thumbs on your jaws. And then rotate from your shoulder. Shoulders are relaxed from your elbows. Rotate forward. And your head is resting in your hands. So relax. Rotate backwards. You should feel the temples pretty good, a little bit sore. I'll do the same thing with your jaws. Relax the shoulder. Just drop the head into your thumbs. And then you can just move your head up and down. And then go backwards. Some. Okay. Interlace your fingers in front of you, pointing your thumb to the sky, to the ceiling, and then drop your head, and then just rest your thumbs and your body weight. I can't really see the camera now. Body weight, your weight of your hands onto the back of your neck. This is a massage. Basically, it's finger pressure onto your neck. And usually it's hard for you to massage yourself. Now, two thumbs pointing here, and just go. Relax, relax, massage yourself. Okay. Now, massage your hand, each finger. These are acupressure points. They have the hand and foot reflexology, so just if you're sore, come up, and when you come to your forearm, the right thumb onto the left forearm, you're going gently. The finger should be relaxed, the muscle should be relaxed, and just pushing with the weight of the hand, with the arm. So don't put force in the finger, it will hurt. If you have a very sore spot here, everybody has it. We hold tension there. Okay? So now massage your upper arm, now massage your shoulder, now the other side. Principle of self-care. If you don't care for yourself, it's very hard for other people to care for you. Okay? Or to care for other people. Okay, massage. Try the sore spot. Relax, everything is relaxed. Shoulder. Now you massage the intestines, stomach. The right hand, the thumb into the stomach. Breathe out. Two fingers into, massage your guts. Go below your navel. Massage below your navel. Massage the kidneys here. There you go. So now strike with your thumbs, the back of your thumbs, the palm, right below the collarbone. You should salivate at this point. So let's massage. Then go ahead. Your right hand on your head and just pull down. Relax. You should feel the tension in your neck. Letting go. Hold it as long as you want and pause the video. Now go to the other side. Dangling your head. Okay. Now the 11th exercise is knee bend. Go down and bend your knees. like how we're breathing. Let's just go 3 times or 30 times or 300 times if you're going to take a test and you need to have more endurance, more strength, more stamina, more cardiovascular fitness. You can just do this many times, but we'll just do a few. You should feel some soreness in your thighs right now. So the next exercise is the back bend and sit. The idea for this exercise, oh, you cannot even see me in the camera. Let me lower a little bit. The back bend sit exercise is where you go down, you back bend, and then you sit down. Right? As you sit, you can rock forward and backwards. Be careful, don't hit your head on the wall. Rock on your back, your feet comes up. You're basically massaging your spinal cord on the side. Then you switch your foot onto the other side, and then it comes up. Then at this point, you can stretch forward, or you can just stand up. You can do 3, 4, 5 of those, depending on what your preference is. And the next exercise after the back bend sit is the shin sit. Same idea. You are standing up. Okay, now when I stand up, then you're going to put your right foot toes down. Let me do my right foot. Right foot toes down. You're just going to go down until your shin touches the floor. Then you're going to sit back and then rock, like I just did. And here you can actually stretch yourself forward, by pointing your hand all the way straight to the front of the room and just stretch, go flat against the floor. These 2 exercises are designed to help you in case you lose your balance, or in case you got caught by your opponent in a compromising position where you're losing your balance. You're able to recover from danger. You're able to just kind of sit down. And then I apologize that you can't see my entire body, but yeah, the basic principles, okay? So the last exercise was we do the back bend and sit. And this exercise is where we do the shin sit, okay? Now the next exercise is where we will do isolation spin. Spin your right hand forward. This is more for fun and also coordination. The left hand backwards, okay? And now the other way. The right hand backwards, the left hand forward. The right leg to the right, the left hand to the left. Okay? And you can do a number of those. And same thing, do your left foot rotating to the right and the hand rotating to the left. This gives you coordination. So after the isolation spin, the next exercise is to warm up your wrists and your ankles. So twist your right ankles, not twist, turn ankles and wrists to the right. Same thing, the left foot, keep your balance to the left, and then just reverse that. This is all in preparation, because towards the end of the workshop we will demonstrate how to escape from chokes and hair grabs and somebody push you against the wall and all those interesting scenarios which you should never encounter, but if you ever do, this might save your life. So you will need further training more than just understanding the basic principles for that in order to use that in real life, but that's where we are going to, and these principles are transferable to daily life. Okay. The next one is point toes. Exercise number 16, point toes. Point toes. Just flex and point. Point the toes, and then when you flex the toes, basically you are flexing it towards your forehead, and here's a point. Okay? Exercise number 17. Right hand, imagine the right hand is you, and the left hand is somebody else. Okay? So the left hand is stationary, and the right hand pushes in. Okay, watch, feel this. As you increase the force in your right hand to push really hard, you notice the left hand responds automatically. It increases in its strength. So be aware of this. Sometimes when you go, wow, why is she fighting with me so hard? Why is he doing that? How come they don't let up? Realize that we create our own bumpy road in life. The harder you push, the harder you will push back. Same thing with the wall, right? The harder you push the wall, the harder the wall pushes back. With another human being, you can try this. Without them even thinking about it, this is an automatic response. Where you push hard, it will push back. So you create your own bumpy road. So what's the solution? The solution to the bumpy road is to just relax. Let's relax for 1-2 minutes. Relax your hair, your scalp, your forehead, your eyes, your nose, your cheeks, your temples, your necks, your shoulders. You should feel some tingling in your hands. Relax your deltoids, your bicep, your tricep, your forearm. Relax. Relax your chest. Relax your abdominal muscles. Your buttocks. Relax. Relax your thighs. Relax your fingers. Feel all the toxins and anger and negative emotions, negative thoughts flow off on your fingertips and flow down to your thighs, down to your calves, down to the soles of your feet, down to your toes. Just let it all flow out. And realize that relaxation is a superstar principle, because this is the foundation of self-determination, the foundation of self-reliance, self-control. What happens whenever there's any attack, somebody comes up to you and goes, "You are this and that." What happens? We immediately take on the energy and we go fight or flight, which is not self-control, that is controlled by other people. When people give us some angry looks, some curses, some attacks, what do? We fight or flight, we tit for tat. This is all natural responses and which we need to survive. But if you relax, that's a great divide. That's the insulation. That's where you say, that's on your side of the fence. That's under your control. Within my border, within my boundary, I choose to relax. Also, when you relax, you can see things clearer. When your emotions or when your egos are involved, you are not as clear about things. Okay? So relaxation is very important. Take a few times, within a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Take 1 minute, 2 minutes. Just relax yourself. When you relax yourself, when it becomes a habit, I was home, for example, encountering something with my parents, and all of a sudden I just remembered, okay, just relax. It's okay. Don't react to it. Stay on top of it. So, relaxation is very important. After we relax, let's try to do something with the centrifugal force. Now, just relax your hands. Remember, we're doing that. So the right hand is just staying by the thighs. You're swinging back and forth, okay? When you're ready, just swing your left arm up and over like in a windmill, okay? It's a windmill. The left hand is completely dangling and free. Now, on count of 3, I'm going to stop and point the hand straight ahead at the camera, okay? Point. 1, 2, 3. You can go the other direction. Notice, it is the motion of the body that is throwing the hand, okay? See that? Part of this is taking the strength out, because when you have nothing in your hands, then there's nothing to resist, like the water or like the space. Your opponent cannot resist you when you are not there. When the hand has no force, no strength, it's just being directed. The movement of the body is the cause, and the effect is that the hands are dangling. Now do it on the other side. So we can do a backward windmill, forward windmill. Important to stop and do a point to the front. This is control. Okay? Always be ready to control yourself. So after the windmill, let's do the dead weight. The right hand will pick up the left hand. Pick it up, raise it as high as you can, and just drop it. Let it flop. Hear the flop? Flop. Now this time, slow the flop down to a touch. Touch. This time, drop it and point. Okay? Same thing on the other side. You can do a point, you can do a flop, you can let it stop and rest on your right thigh. You can do any number of these exercises. These are foundational principles. It's very important because people don't know how to relax. And notice, when the right hand is grabbing the left hand is offering no resistance. It goes wherever the right hand goes. So what does that mean? If the right hand wants to hurt the left hand, for example, this distance allows the attack. But when you are right next, connected as one, it's very hard to attack you. So this is a principle. And once again, it may seem like nuisance now, but when it's put together in very real situations, and you will see. And then we will transfer that from the physical world to the daily life. So what we did was, we did a relaxation. We had a bumpy road. Answer to the bumpy road is to relax. After relax, we do the windmill. After windmill, we did the dead weight, lifting up of the dead weight hand. So let's do 2-finger points, okay? Your hands come up together. Now write the figure 8. Figure 8 in front of you. Notice, you are writing the number 8 with your body, not with your hands, okay? And this is also part of taking the strength out, because the movement is not the hand going side to side. It is the body. And actually the hand comes up when the body goes down. When the body goes to the right, when the body goes to the left, the hand goes to the right. When the body goes to the right, the hand goes to the left. And you are using centrifugal force, redirecting your opponent's force at all times. Same thing. Let's do the 1-finger point, exercise number 22. From your right hand to your left hip, and just point, throw the hand out, stand up and drop. Same thing, throw the hand out, pass the hand out using centrifugal force. When you stand up, and reach as high as you can, and then drop. Okay? Now watch. So if you try to lift your hand at this point, but your opponent stops you, how do you make it come up? You drop your body, then it comes up. Isolation. You drop your body, and then you stand up with your feet. Then what happens is, basically your thighs against your opponent's hand. So here, you come down, you come up, and when you have reached as high as you can, then you just turn your hand and you come down. That's the ripe fruit falls into the hand. Don't be in a hurry. When it's not ready, don't try to pick the fruit. Somebody grabs you on your wrist, you go down, you turn your body, and you reach as high as you can. At this point, you have the person's wrist. You have pretty much one of these, and then you just drop it. Okay, so this will become clearer when we do demonstrations. Okay, because that's 1-finger point. The next thing to do is bullfight. Okay, just imagine somebody comes to you, they grab you by the hand. Okay, what you will do is, you will not argue over the point of conflict, just like the python. You will bring it to your body, you'll bring your body to it, you have isolated your hand, and at this point you just turn. Okay, and before we go further into this, there's a basic exercise called the windshield wiper. Point your feet like this, 90 degrees, okay? So this is your left foot, this is your right foot. Since you cannot see my feet, I will show you to you with my hand. So what you do is, you shift your feet. You are doing a windshield wiper with your feet. So it's going like this, and then like this. To the left, and then to the right, to the left and to the right. Okay, so to the right and to the left, to the right and to the left, to the right and to the left. So this is the windshield wiper exercise. To the right, to the left, and take a step. To the right and take a step. To the left and take a step. To the right and take a step. So that's the windshield wiper. Remember, this is a very important basic movement. So let's go back to fighting the bull. Somebody comes, says that they have connected with your hand. These are just to demonstrate principles. So you bring your body up to the hand, and then you do the windshield wiper. You do the windshield wiper at this point, and then you swing your foot back. I know it's very hard to see unless you have studied with me before. So now, same thing. The left hand is connected. You bring it to your center. You isolate it. Don't push and pull. That's not where you want to fight. Then what you do is you move your body up to it. Okay? You isolate it. Then you do the windshield wiper. Then you swing around. As you swing around, you are redirecting the force. You are pushing your hand out. So you are redirecting, and you are leading your opponent now with your body, with your thighs, which is the superior force principle. So here you saw isolation, positioning, and superior force. And redirection is always in play. Okay? So we just did the windshield wiper, and we did a bullfight. There's a variation of the bullfight. This is the mirror. The narcissistic, you look in the mirror to see how good looking you are. Or maybe self-appreciation. It doesn't have to be narcissistic. So somebody comes to punch your face. Your hand comes up, connect with the attack, and you just flow with it, connect it, pass your face, and now you do the windshield wiper, and then you swing around. So the attack has passed you by. Put your left leg forward. Your left hand comes up, looking at yourself in the mirror. Okay, another person go by, windshield wiper, swing. So once again, connect. You have isolation. Don't fight about this anymore. Then you're gonna do a redirection, pivot. You have leverage here. I mean, you're pretty strong, and you move your whole body forward as your opponent passes you by. So these basic principles are beginning to be visible. So one more principle which is very important. The 25th exercise is the superior force exercise. Your left hand grab your right hand. Okay, your right hand, you try to lift it up. You see the fight, right? The ego contest here. What you do is the right hand should be relaxed. If you drop it, it just goes down. Okay, right hand is relaxed and just putting a point. Remember the point we talked about? Putting a point, and then you drop the right elbow, and then just comes up. There's no contest. I hope you can experience this on your own. Try on the other side. The right hand grabs the left hand. The left hand is relaxed, the dead weight, it flops, okay, comes back up. The left hand pointing, not too much. When you point too much, it becomes a fight right there. Just point enough to match the grip. And then the left elbow drops. Right, and then kind of the shoulder, the left elbow pushes up. You should begin to see that the soft overcomes the hard. That's when you are relaxed and you are pointing. When you push and pull, that's aggressiveness. This is aggression. You know, you fight ego against ego. This is aggression. If you go, oh, I don't care, do whatever you want to do, then you are being passive. Right? So it's neither aggression nor repression, it's assertiveness. Assertiveness is where you just point from the elbow. The hand is not under your control, only the elbow is. Then drop the elbow and point up. That's an application of the superior force principle, because the elbow is stronger than the wrist of the other hand, Okay. Here's another exercise to show the superior force principle. Basically, your hands are on your hip bones, okay? You're moving forward and backward. Imagine your opponent is connected to your hands. It's just to show the principle. You would move your body forward and hence push your opponent back, okay? So what you do is You come up, move. Your opponent is connected to your hands. You're coming up, and you're pushing the opponent back with your entire body weight as your knees are bending and extending. Okay, you're just kind of pushing forward with your knees, and when you're at this point, just drop your hands straight down. You come back, and then as you move forward, your hands coming up along your side, and then you push down. So watch. So you are pushing the opponent back by using your body against the hands. So this is another example of the superior force principle. The next exercise is about redirection. Redirections, the right hand grabs the left hand. Okay, so if you pull, push, pull, it's a fight. Just extend, just point. So the left hand points. This is redirection. You are redirecting the force of your opponent. This is an illustration of the centrifugal force, how it works, right? You can grab it this way, same idea. So your left hand is pointing, left finger pointing to the ceiling. The right hand grabs it with the thumb up, grab the wrist of the left hand. Just point, just point. But you notice if you were to struggle, it would be quite a fight. So we don't want to push and pull. We don't want to go into duality. We want to just, be whole and just extend, where we don't provoke any negative reaction, any ego response. Same thing. Just point. The left hand grabbing the right. What you're doing is just point. And you can grab it this way. Again, just point. The point is assertiveness. It's very, very powerful. So now we have done the superior force principle, the principle of redirection. Now let's do the principle of building a house, right? Building a house is very strong, right? The house should come above your head. So any attack that comes over your head, you should be able to protect yourself. And if you protect this line, you are protected. You can actually go up to the wall and just go 1 foot, bring up 1 foot and just lean against the wall. So that's how the house should feel like. It's actually protecting you, okay? So as your body moves forward, body is throwing the hands out, hands are relaxed, just swings upwards. It is not using muscle to come up. This is what some people say, take the strength out. Just use the centrifugal force and the pointing motion of the body, which is basically unstoppable. It's superior force. Now do the windshield. When you come down, the windshield wiper, step, build a house, windshield wiper, step, build a house, windshield wiper, step, build a house, windshield wiper, step, and build a house. You can go 8 directions, forward, backward, the 2 sides, the 4 corners. So as you please. If you want to turn this into an aerobic exercise, you can do this 2 directions, 4 directions, 8 directions. You can do it for 5 minutes and you will begin to sweat. So feel free to pause the video at any point to do whatever you want to do with it. So now let's put it together. Now this is a demonstration of how power could work, and will be a new experience for some of you. So I'm going to lower the camera here. So here, basically I'm going to go on my left knee. Okay, I'm going to go on my left knee on the ground, but I should be on the ground now. My right knee should be on the ground, the left foot also on the ground. So imagine here, you have grabbed your right hand in your left. The left hand is grabbing the right hand, okay? And you are actually on the ground at this point, like this. Got it? So the left hand, and the elbow is resting on the left knee. So in this configuration, now just make sure it's relaxed. The right hand is relaxed, and the left hand let's go. So the right hand does a point, and then you drop it. So you have no control from the fingertip to the elbow. You cannot twist and turn. And what you do is you would go around. You will go around, rotate your elbow. So the finger movement is a result of elbow moving. You drop the elbow, the hand comes up, and you just point. I hope this is clear. This way, this way. So you should be on your knees. The reason you want to put the elbow on your knees so you stabilize it, so you don't move too many parts of your body so you can experience the principles. Okay? So it's like this. Finger relaxed, hand is relaxed, pointing. If you drop, it flops. Now you come up, the right hand is pointing, but you cannot twist and turn because when you do these kind of movements, your opponent will respond. Okay? Push from your elbows, drop the elbow, comes up, and just point out. You will see how powerful it is. Doesn't matter how strong. Doesn't matter how strongly the left grip is. You grip as strong as you want. Just you can demonstrate to yourself. The right elbow rotates around so that the finger clears the forearm of the left hand. And at this point, you just point out. It's unstoppable. It's very powerful. It's unstoppable. So that's putting it together. Okay, same thing. The right hand grabs the left hand, and then as tight as you can, the right hand. And the left hand completely relaxed. Just putting a point, and then just drop rotate the elbow first down and then up. Well, first up and then down. Now what you do is point. There's no strength. They're just pointing, being assertive. Okay, let's finish the workshop. This experiential workshop where you have experienced these timeless principles with some real life application. Somebody comes up to you and they grab you by the hair. Okay, they grab you by the hair. You are down. They've got your hair, right? What you do is immediately somebody grabs you by the hair. Somebody grabs you. You immediately trap their hand with your two hands. You will go like this. Trap it, right? Once you trap it, this is isolation, like that shark bite. You isolate the attack, and then you drop your body. What happens when you drop your body? You are putting your opponent's hand, the attacking hand, into this configuration, right? So when you drop your body, it's your body and your thighs against his wrist, his or her wrist. It's very unlikely they can stand there. So they end up in this situation. Then you peel a finger off and you get into one of these leverage points. Isolation, superior force, through positioning, and then you go for leverage. These are subdue, hold, submission. You can get a finger and bring the person down. And we will talk about takedowns and pins and so on eventually. Maybe not. See how the workshops go. So the next attack would be somebody grabs your collar from behind. Okay. Each attack is dynamic. If they catch you, and you realize soon enough, if they grab you, you can curl your body quickly and just drop down to your knees and bow your head. Drop down to your knees and bow your head. And what that does to the opponent is basically they have this, and then they go like this, which in essence is a throw. You are throwing them over your head. However, if you are caught too late, they got you, and you lose your balance. So, depending on how fast it's coming, how dark it is, what you can or cannot see. What you would do is you would do the windshield wiper at this point. You do the windshield wiper, and you kind of build a house. Your hands will come up, and now you are looking for any of the appendages. The wrist, this way, this way, this way, this way. Whatever you can get, you use that to subdue. And do not be limited by what I'm saying here, because they are the eyes, the nose, the mouth. You don't want to hurt anybody, but depending on the situation, you want to protect yourself and you want to be able to go home that night. Okay? The next attack, let's say a choke from the back. Somebody chokes you from behind. Same idea. You would, depending on where they cut you, are you forward or backward? Let's say you are back. So there's a choke to the back. What people typically do is they fight against the choke, and that forward motion is what actually kills you. That's what knocks you out. So what you want to do is you want to go with it. You want to go with it as quickly as possible, and then do a windshield wiper and spin into the attacker, and then take a finger, a hand, or whatever you can get. So basically, your response has to be quick. For example, somebody has a knife in your back, right? Depending on whether it's in your lower back or upper back, you don't really know if it's a long knife, short knife. Is a person left-handed or right-handed, or is a person pointing up or pointing down? You don't really know any of that. But all you know is you have a connection in your back. The moment you feel something in your back, you immediately spin. You curl your body, and then you spin. Let's imagine the knife is in the upper back, right? So you spin. As you spin back, so at this point, just halfway, your right arm should come into contact with the weapon, right? Then the left hand will reach down to the hand that's holding the weapon, and you do one of these. That's a theory anyways, okay? That's a technique. So you want to surprise the surpriser. Somebody is surprising you, you quickly, and you come around, and they will be very surprised. Unless they are trained, they'll be surprised at this reversal of the circumstances. Okay? So one more situation. Somebody has you against the wall. 3 guys have you against the wall, pushing you against the wall. The force is coming in big and small. It's very difficult for you to push back out. What you do is you slide down. You slide down. That's redirection, right? So somebody is on you, next thing you know, they are going down, right? So you slide down, then you do the mirror thing. The mirror to see how beautiful you are, how handsome you look. The mirror thing, then you do the windshield wiper, then into the wall. So at this point you can run, you can try to grab some appendages to control and to submit, to make your opponent submit. So the number of attacks are dynamic, are infinite, and the way of attacks are infinite. So once you get the principles, if you continue to practice, you will be able to use them dynamically. And then the same mindset to stay relaxed, balanced, be assertive, not aggressive, nor passive. To be able to handle multiple attacks at the same time using the windshield wiper to isolate the attack. You never, if somebody goes, well, I think that's pretty stupid, you don't say, I think you are stupid. That goes for tit for tat. You are immediately controlled by the other person. So you just relax, just sit back, let the conflict be, and you pivot your whole body around it, around the conflict, until you come into a position where you have superior force and you can point, or you have them into one of these high leverage positions, like when the lioness is on the neck of a zebra or of a deer or even a giraffe. They have the superior position and they are using superior force and they get their way. When we use these principles with our loved ones, we are not applying these leverage and holds and so on to the loved ones directly. What we are doing is we see that they are stressed. Something is attacking them, something is bothering them. So we become one with them and we're going through questioning to help them to get out of their situation. For example, something is on them. You are really angry about this dinner tonight. I see that, oh, you're upset about this, you're upset about that. So you are actually one with your opponent, your spouse, child, friends, co-workers, boss, whoever, and you are solving a problem together. You are trying to help him to solve his problem because he thinks you are the problem. And this is probably not clear, but anyways, this concludes the Harmony Versus Coercion Workshop. Thank you so much, and once again, as we continue, I'll make these movements clearer and showing my whole body in the next 2 workshops. So, when one flower blooms, it is spring everywhere. So create yourself to be that spring and let the beauty of what you love be what you do. Create peace and joy so we can all have our lives and enjoy it too. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.